Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about the pilot episode of the new CW show Reign. I've heard it described as Game of Thrones meets Gossip Girl, which sounded kind of interesting to me, and so I checked out the pilot. So the pilot episode got 2 thumbs up from me, and it earned a spot on my DVR. That is how freaking good it was. So let's kind of talk about it. The main character, of course, is Mary Queen of Scots. She is going to be the Queen of Scotland, and she's been hidden away at a convent since she was 9 years old to kind of keep her safe. Somebody tries to assassinate her at the convent one day, and so it's decided that she should go to France to live in the court there. Now, Mary's been engaged to the future king of France, whose name is Francis, since they were kids, and so this is where she's gonna end up anyway. There was lots of intrigue and, politics, and that's totally like the Game of Thrones side of things. You're always trying to figure out who's in control and who's backstabbing who, and there was tons of that in this episode. So in France, right, you've got Francis, the son, you've got the king and the queen. The king has a mistress who is boldly just kind of out there. So for example, when the whole court comes out to greet Mary when she gets there, his mistress stands next to him. I mean, it was just kind of crazy. The mistress has a son who of course is the king's bastard son. His name is Sebastian. And you kind of see this love triangle forming a little bit between Mary and Francis and Sebastian. I love that they actually have Nostradamus in the show. It's kind of interesting. It seems like the queen really trusts him and he's an advisor to her. He also has visions, which was really interesting. And when Mary arrives at court, he tells the queen that he's had a vision, and his prophecy is that Mary will cause the death of her son Francis. And so the queen has a problem with that, of course, and so she does some pretty evil things in this episode. You get that historically, as a future bride back then, her chastity was the most important thing she could have. If she wasn't a virgin, then she wouldn't be eligible to actually marry Francis. So the queen sends somebody to try to rape her, and there's all this craziness that happens. Let's talk about the controversial stuff while we're talking about the crazy stuff. When Mary gets to court, it turns out that Francis's sister Elizabeth is getting ready to get married. And after the wedding ceremony, back then, when you had 2 royal people from different countries and different kingdoms getting married, there needed to be proof of the consummation. And so after the wedding, Elizabeth goes back to her room, her now husband is with her, and then you have all of these old men from the court that are there in the room with them. Also, Mary and all of her little girlfriends run into this little side room where there's an opening so they can see into the room, and everyone watches as this couple basically consummates their marriage vows. I mean, it was kind of crazy. But you get how important that was back then, so I kind of loved that they were historically accurate, but at the same time, it was just really? Wow. The other funny thing is that the girls all kind of watch this, the 2 of these people have sex, and the guy that Elizabeth's married to is super sweet, right? So, the 2 of them are consummating their stuff, and Mary and all of her friends are basically all getting kind of horny while they're watching what happens. So when they leave, they all run off to different places. One of the girls just ends up in this abandoned stairwell, and she starts masturbating just there on the stairs. But she doesn't masturbate for long before the king shows up and is like, let me help you out there. And it was just a little scandalous and probably true. I mean, it's probably historically accurate, but still crazy. There's all kinds of mysterious things that are happening in the castle. There's a mysterious figure that's there that really seems to be kind of watching out for Mary. It was kind of creepy, right? Because you saw these shots of this person with kind of this burlap sack over their face. And so I'll be really interested to find out, who that person is. Also, there is something in the woods. We see Mary outside at one point with her dog, and the dog is really barking at something going on in the woods. When Mary tries to go chase after her dog, Sebastian stops her and tells her, you can't go into the woods. Do not go into the woods by yourself ever. So there's obviously something going on out there. You also get the complicated nature of Mary and Francis's relationship. The fact that they've been engaged forever, and obviously their marriage would unite their 2 countries. But Francis isn't quite sure that he wants to marry her. And so he tells her, I'm not sure that marrying you is what's best for France. I'm not looking for love. I'm basically looking to strengthen my country. But at the same time, you also get that he is attracted to her. The other thing is he already has kind of a little mistress at court, and she seems a bit catty, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing lots from her as well. Did I mention that the evil queen was the actress who played Anne of Green Gables? I love Anne of Green Gables, you guys. If you haven't seen that, you need to go watch it right now. Really enjoyed this pilot episode. If you missed it, make sure to go to the CW website and check it out. You might also check your local listings because I wouldn't doubt that they're going to show it again maybe this weekend. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye.